All right, I guess we are live now. Let me. Yes, I think we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the PMC Lounge live sessions. And we go live, we at least try to go live every Friday, and we discuss real life project management situations, real life project management stuff in our live sessions. So, if you are into project management, if you're wanting to get into project management, if you're already a project manager and want to move up the career ladder, these sessions are going to help you a lot. And basically, as I mentioned, we try to deep dive into real world project management issues. Today we will be discussing how good is project management as a career, where is project management as a field, where it is headed towards, and if you want to get into project management, what all should you know about project management? What do project managers actually do? What could be your steps, right? Next steps if you want to get into project management. So those are the kind of questions you will find answers to in today's PMC Lounge live session. And let's move ahead. We kick off the live sessions with our welcome section. So, as you can see on the screen, we basically have three sections in our PMC Lounge live sessions: welcome, the feature content, and then the last call where we tie things down. So, this is a bit about me. You can pause the slide and check for yourself if you want to know more about me. We are going live on the YouTube channel of PMC Lounge. PMCLounge.com is basically out there to simplify project management. We are also on socials. Definitely check us out and join us on our on our Telegram, not Instagram, to get the latest updates as always. Now, this is a quote that I would want you to ponder upon before we get into the the deeper topic that we have, the feature content that we have, which is career in project management. But here's a quote from Anthony Starr, and it says, "Collaboration is the best way to work. It's actually the only way to work, really. Everyone's there because they have a set of skills to offer across the board." What do you think about this quote? Can you relate if you are in project management? Let me know in the comments. And with that, let's get started with the session for today: career in project management. Right? So let's talk about what all you can expect when it comes to a career in project management. So a quick landscape, few points about the landscape of project management. The IMF, they have projected a 2.9% economy growth worldwide, right? And this is down from 3.4%, which was expected earlier in 2022. So this is for 2023. We are in 2024. I know that, but this is the figure that I could basically research in one of the PMI reports. Right. So 2.3 million people will be needed each year to fill all the project management oriented positions expected to open by 2030. Remember, we are not saying project manager positions. We are saying project management oriented positions. So someone who has to do something with project management, right? So you can expect 2.3 million people required every year from now till 2030. So now, in order to remain competitive, right? So you have these many people that are required, and for companies who want to remain competitive, they will focus on hiring problem solvers and relationship builders who can help them drive change and obviously deliver strategic value. So, what can you do? If you know where opportunities are most likely to bubble up, it is going to empower you as a project professional to find career options. So, across nearly all sectors, communication is the most important power skill to possess, as per 68% project professionals surveyed in this report known as the Pulse of the Profession 2023 report. And what are other skills? Problem solving, collaborative leadership, strategic thinking. These are the skills, these four, right? Communication, problem solving, collaborative leadership, and strategic thinking. These are the four skills that the project professionals who were surveyed in this report said that these are the power skills that are required. So, obviously, as someone who is starting off in project management or who wants to get into project management, these are the kind of skills that you need to basically look into and sort of try to improve on to be able to capitalize on this kind of requirement that this report suggests, right? 2.3 million people required every year. So, this is sort of the landscape. I just wanted to give you the high level details of where this project management industry is headed towards. Now, let's get deeper. Let's talk about the details of project management, right? Project management as a career. Now, what exactly do project managers do? That's the first question that you need to sort of asking here, right? Because you want to get into project management, uh, the the best position out there, right? The one that everyone eyes is of a project manager. So what does a project manager really do? Project manager is pivotal in guiding a project from conception to its completion, right? So from the day the project is conceptualized to the day the project is complete, everything, right? The pivotal role here is of the project manager. So there are different phases that a project goes through. Number one is initiating. This is, defining the project scope and benefits. This phase basically involves defining what the project's purpose is, what is the business case, what is the high level scope of the project. And it is also about setting clear objectives and understanding what the project aims to achieve. As a project manager, you are going to create a project charter, and you might not be the one who's sitting down and writing the project charter, right? But you will definitely oversee the creation of project charter or be involved in it in some way or the other, right? You can outline project's goals, benefits, key stakeholders. So obviously this is not something that you as a project manager is going to do on your own. You will obviously have different team members. You will have business analysts, system analysts. You may have people from the sponsorship team that basically sponsor the project, gives the fund to run the project, right? So everyone is going to sit together and they are going to come up with whatever that I just spoke of, right? The goals, the benefits, the key stakeholders, right? So that's what is mentioned in the project charter, and that's something that this phase basically specializes in or is required to come up with. That is the key document out of this phase. Then there's planning, develop action plans, set deadlines, budget. So once you have the project charter in place, which is a very high level plan, right? And once that is approved, you as a project manager, you need to work with a team to develop a detailed plan. This can include, defining deliverables, setting deadlines, identifying risks, budgeting, and then obviously effective planning is crucial for setting the stage for a successful execution of the project. Now, why am I telling you about all these phases of the project? You might be someone who already knows this. But the point is, if you are totally new into project management, you should have a fair idea of what project managers do, what are these different phases of the project. And that is why I'm giving a very brief overview of these stages. And we obviously have detailed videos on what all happens. You can check out the playlist section if you want to know more. But this is just an overview of the different phases of the project and what project managers do in each of these phases, right? So next is you've got executing and monitoring and controlling, right? So you can think of them as two different phases. You have something to execute, that's where you manage team, you ensure the project progress, and monitoring as well is where you basically sort of make sure you keep an eye on how the project is progressing, right? So you need to ensure that tasks are completed according to the plan, whatever plan that you came up with during the planning phase, right? And this phase is also going to involve motivating your team members, tracking progress, and if there are any issues, you may have to address those issues. So it's important to differentiate this from people management. because as project management, it focuses more on team performance related to project goals, right? So we are not necessarily talking about, when we say manage team, we are not talking about, you manage their annual appraisals or stuff, right? We are talking about related to the project, how you're going to manage people, right? So typically these are, I've combined these, but these are two different phases in a project. Executing is a different phase, and monitoring and controlling is a different phase. And finally, we can talk about closing as well, which is basically the final phase. You are going to ensure the project is completed as planned and you deliver the final product. This can involve reviewing the project success. You can thank the team, you can provide feedback, you can document any lessons learned so that you can use those lessons learned in the future. So these are the 5 phases of a project that project managers work on. Now, let's talk about some of the essential skills that project managers must possess. Remember, we are talking about what all you should know if you want to get into project management as a career, right? If you are serious about project management as a career, you should know all of these details already, right? So, let's talk about essential skills for a project manager. So, what all should you know if you want to get into project management? First of all, it's the hard skills. So, the project management methods, what are the tools? These are basically the foundational skills, right? So, this includes knowledge of project management methodologies. It could be waterfall or traditional, it could be agile, right? So, you should know all of that. You should know tools. It could be Microsoft Project, it could be Trello, it could be Jira, and techniques for planning and even risk management. So, obviously, there are loads and loads of courses that can help you learn all of this. PMP certification is one. There are universities out there, there are degree courses out there in project management that you can take to develop these hard skills and get yourselves the skills required, the knowledge required for getting into project management. Then there are soft skills, of course. So communication, that stands at the top. It is the number one skill, and we've seen that in one of the previous slides as well. So as a project manager, you'll need to clearly convey ideas and even instructions. Then there's emotional intelligence as well, that helps you understand and manage your own emotions and even emotions of your team, right? The project team. So this is going to help you foster a positive working environment. Then there's critical thinking and even decision making. These are also vital for solving problems that may arise and making informed choices as far as your project is concerned. So there's hard skills, which you can get knowledge of. You can get yourselves degrees, certifications, and all that. But then there's soft skills also, which you should look into and try to see how you can improve on or develop these soft skills. The other thing is, some of this is going to come only with experience. So as you start managing project, as you get older in the field of project management, you are going to develop some of these soft skills as well. Now there are more skills that project managers need, right? You need technical know-how. So now you don't have to be an expert when it comes to technical knowledge, but understanding the basics of whatever technology based your project is based on, right? So if you're delivering IT projects, understanding IT is important. If you're delivering, let's say, apps for iPhone, you should have a basic idea of how apps for iPhone are built, right? So you need to know that the basic, and even the processes that are involved in your project, that is also important. So this is going to develop your credibility, and it is also going to help you communicate effectively, specifically with team members and stakeholders that are technical, right? So people that are, let's say, engineering project managers or engineering managers, development managers, quality managers, right? So these are all technical resources in your project, and in order for you to communicate with them, it makes sense to have some technical knowledge as well. So that is again a skill that you as a project manager must have. And finally, there's business landscape, right? So how do you align your project outcomes with the organizational goals? So you're definitely going to be delivering a project for some organization. This organization is going to have certain goals. How does your project aligns to that goals, right? How is your project moving the needle when it comes to the organizational goals? Having that kind of understanding is also a skill that a project manager must possess. Now you have to understand how your project fits into the larger, the business strategy, the organizational goals, and it is also going to help you gain the support of the stakeholders. And not just that, even with your project team, right? If your project team can see the change that this project is going to bring about, the reason why this project is being worked upon, they will be more motivated to work on the project. So these are some of the skills that project managers must have. Now, if you remember, in one of our previous slides, we talked about the four most important skills, right? You've got communication here, you've got problem solving, you've got collaborative leadership, and you've got strategic thinking. Now, if you think through, you will realize that communication has a direct correlation with soft skills here, right? But then when it comes to problem solving, there's a little bit of a technical know-how, there's a little bit of hard skills here as well, right? So you can basically map these four skills that most project managers are required to have to these skills that project managers must have to essentially succeed in their project management career. So, if you develop these four skills, it is likely that you're going to develop these four skills as well that the job market is looking for, that the companies are looking for to hire in the coming years. So that is why these skills are very important, and I wanted to cover them. Now, let's talk about what are the career opportunities in project management, right? So, obviously, there are diverse career paths here. It's not like you get started as a project management coordinator or a project manager, management junior, a junior project manager, right, or an associate project manager, and then you become project manager. That's like a linear way. The Essentially, in real world, you will find that there's a very diverse career path when it comes to project management. There are various titles. Project managers, they can hold titles like project manager, scrum master, agile coach, even product manager for that matter, depending on the industry, depending on the region, depending on the company, right? And each role is going to have its own set of responsibilities and focus areas, right? A product manager might not have the same responsibility as a scrum manager or a scrum master, right? So that's something that you need to look into. But overall, all of these could potentially be part of the project management career itself. Then what are the growth areas, right? So the field is experiencing significant growth in areas such as software development, even mobile applications, IT security, generative AI, right? Even healthcare. Those are some of the things that I can add here. And when I say generative AI, I essentially mean artificial intelligence. So the rise of digital transformation and technological advancement is essentially driving this demand. Some of the regional growth that I can talk about is there's significant project management employment growth expected in China and South Asia. So these regions are investing heavily in infra and technology. They are creating numerous opportunities for project managers. These are the reasons to watch out for. Again, something that is covered in the PMI report for job trends. All right, let's talk about how you can choose the right company when it comes to your project management career, right? So if you're assessing potential employers, right, there are some factors that you should look into. What are the project types and scales, right? So what this company, right, that you're trying to get yourselves into, what are the kind of projects they deliver? What is the scale of those projects, right? So this is something that you can look into when it comes to project types and scale. You can also think about whether their projects are local, whether they are regional, are they global projects, right? So this will definitely give you an insight into the complexity and the scope of your responsibilities as a project manager. You can also look into team size and budgets. And by the way, all of this you can easily find online itself. If you're trying to approach a company, or if a company approaches you and you want to get into project management in this company, you can find online about the kind of projects that this company delivers. You can also try and find people that are already employed in this organization and try to understand more about the kind of projects that they do. So none of this is, insider information as such. So you can look into team size and budgets, in terms of project team size, the kind of budgets, the project budgets that this company has. If you have larger teams, and if you have higher budgets, this means this is going to be a complex project that that this company is going to deliver, and your responsibility is also going to be accordingly a lot more complex. The third thing that you can look into is the career path and the growth potential. Again, this is something that if you get in touch with people that are already working in a certain company, they can give you the best feedback here. You can look for companies that offer pathways to advance to larger projects, or let's say even more senior roles. So even if you find out that when it comes to team size and budgets, the company delivers all kinds of projects with all kinds of budgets, teams are very very large or even very very small, so then you can assess that there's a lot of opportunity of growth here as well. So even if you come into this company, join it as a someone working in project management as an associate project manager or a project manager or whatever, you can essentially expect that there is a good pathway of growth here, because I might be working on a small project, but this company does large complex projects as well with high budgets. So obviously there's a lot of potential of growth here. So that's something that you can find out. Finally, also try to find out what kind of training and certification support the company offers, right? So if you want to do popular certifications like PMP, CSM, PGMP and all that, ACP, is the company providing any kind of support here when it comes to monetary support or even professional growth, right? Are the people here asked to complete certain certifications if they are looking for any kind of growth? So that's also something that you should look into when choosing the right company to start or to again head into project management. Finally, I would like to repeat what we talked about in the beginning itself, right? 2.3 million people will be needed each year to fill all the project management oriented positions. So obviously, the potential of getting a job in project management is immense. You need to know the basics, you need to work on the skills that are required for project managers. But one thing that I would like to mention here is you should aim wide, right? Do not narrow yourself as someone who will just do scrum. So don't get yourselves a scrum master certification and think about just doing scrum. Or if you have been doing scrum so far, don't narrow the scope of your work just to scrum, right? Think about going wider. So if you are a project manager in the IT industry, you could be delivering software projects, you could be delivering software services, you could be setting up IT infrastructure, you could be doing IT security related projects, right? So if you have experience across the board, that is going to help you in the long term. So but if you are someone who's just starting off, then obviously you can stick to something which is specializing in some sort of projects, right? It could be just scrum. So if you're just starting off, it's good to start narrow. You can continue working in the same area or the same industry to deepen your expertise. But after you have some sort of experience, you can try to move into different fields. You should try to transition to different technical fields or different industries, so that it can help you broaden your experience. And long term, your aim should be to manage diverse projects, right? So you should take on complex projects, large projects, different industries, global projects, right? Where you have team members working from across the globe, right? At different geographies and all that. So that should be the long term plan when it comes to project management. As you can see, the growth, the forecast today says China and South Asia. Tomorrow it could say Europe. day after tomorrow it could say USA, right? So you should have experience working with different geographies, right? So to in order to pitch yourself as a well-rounded project manager. So as I said, if you're just beginning in the field of project management, it's good to focus somewhere, good to focus on, let's say, just Scrum and try to get in as a Scrum Master or some role within the Scrum team. But if you have certain experience already, try to expand your role, right? Try to expand the kind of industries you are involved in. That should be your next step that you can take. So overall, project management, it is a dynamic and expanding field. There are numerous opportunities for growth and impact. If you can develop the essential skills that we talked about, right? If you stay if you stay committed to continuous learning, and you need to also understand how your role fits into the broader business context, definitely you can make a significant contribution to your organization, and it can also help you shape a successful career. So I wish you all the best. And before you go away, if you want to discuss anything related to project management career, feel free to head over to pmclounge.com/access, and you can book a slot with me, and we can talk about project management, we can talk about project management career, we can talk about any questions as long as they are related to project management. Now, if you're wondering, okay, what are the kind of salaries you can expect in the field of project management, then check out the second link in the description, which is an entire playlist where we have covered what is the kind of salaries people working in project management can expect. And the other thing that I'd like to mention here is, if you want to get yourselves the PMP certification, which is the gold standard certification when it comes to project management, you can check out the third link in the description, which will give you a 50-day plan to pass your PMP exam. Everything that you need to study for PMP is already available on this channel, right? So if you download that plan, you will get the correct links, you will get the correct resources so that you can pass your PMP exam. And that's all that I had in this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got value out of this video. Definitely share this video with someone who wants to get into project management. I'm pretty sure it is going to help them out. If you like our work, consider contributing by heading over to pmclounge.com/contribute, and definitely subscribe for more. Keep learning and check out the other videos. I'll catch you guys in the next